going to room 1. And room 1 is a level library. Can you please go? Nearby,
Nathan Mugabe reporting through live Labisco TV. As you can see right now, 2 debate teams all preparing for the challenge. And who wins this round now? Is it the Form 1s or is it the Form 2s? Stay tuned for more.
So our resolution is this House would facilitate candidates shortlisted for job interviews, and we as their farmers strongly support this resolution, because what exactly do we mean by having to facilitate these candidates who are shortlisted for the job interviews? For example, meaning if we are to support the idea that they can also be given a chance to have jobs, because there are many youth here in this country, in the world, who lack jobs, and what are they going for? They are being arrested because of crimes that they are committing. They are committing crimes like theft because they do not have enough money to provide for their own basic needs. So that is why they are going into crimes like theft or burglary, and then if they were to pass the job interviews and successfully get hard-earning jobs, of course, many of them would have to be like working towards the economic development of their areas, or like maybe the country that they live in particularly. And this exactly would set a goal for them if they're to go through with those job interviews. And like we have a number of youth or a number of people going for those job interviews, and they successfully go for them instead of having them shortlisted. This would actually help a lot in the development, because you can't tell me, this would just be like development of slums everywhere, because now people lack jobs. What are you going to do? Someone is going to sit home all day just because they do not have an opportunity to go and look for a job, or they're not given the opportunity to go and have a job interview or something. Just because some of them are illiterate or something does not mean that they cannot also have job interviews and successfully have a job, their own job as an entrepreneur, and be able to earn their own income or earn their own living to sustain their lives. So why we say that that these candidates should be facilitated is because if there are a number of people in this world, if exactly they do not have jobs, what exactly do you think people are going to go for? Exactly, this is what we're trying to talk about. Because if many people in the world lack jobs, it's just going to create idleness. I mean, who is going to want to live in a place that is so undeveloped just because people do not work there? Everyone is just like on their own life, like living anyhow that they want, because you do not have a job. What are you going to do? You have children, you have a family to care for, but you do not have a job. Though are you going to be earning the income to take care of your family? So that was the outcome. What I had said first, theft. You're going to have to be going to people's places and you're going to be stealing because you have nothing to facilitate your family. I mean, you don't have a job because they're not given the chance to go. They are shortlisted for going for the job interviews, and they do not have a chance to go through with the job interviews in order to acquire their own jobs so they can sustain their lives and those of the people that they care about, or those of the people that they are responsible for. So, if they're not given the chance to have the job interview and successfully go through with it, then those are going to be the necessary outcomes. I mean, but if they were actually given the chance, and we have many youth here that lack jobs and they're suffering.
Time up.
And as I conclude, I would like to say that this house would facilitate candidates shortlisted for job interviews. Thank you.
30 seconds.
Thank you very much. Another thing you've told us that facilitating is after getting those state candidates, they are providing for them best needs. facilitating candidates not all about providing for them less needs, but it's all about getting the best candidates out of the menu. First, get the name of shortlisted candidates going for job interview. Thank you very much. Creative and innovative skills, which you can use to do something using available materials. Thank you.
Entrepreneurship is the ability for one to come up with their own business or their own innovative ideas that can at least earn them income in some way.
Cross-examination time is up.
Thank you, sir. My name is Promise Nerina, the first navigator alongside my aunt Letitia. The resolution for this is this house would facilitate candidates shortlisted for job interview. And I'd like to define the term facilitate. An action or process, possible or easy. This is when if you have a candidate, to provide for that candidate so that you can make his coming for interview or what easy. So another thing, I'm here to define a candidate. This is a person who comes to contest to be elected or to get a job. And another thing is interview, a formal meeting to which someone is suitable for a particular job or course of study or college. And shortlisting is the process of identifying the candidate from applicant pool who best meet them. Our status quo is currently shortlisted candidates are being facilitated. They are given lunch, breakfast, and some are given transport or they are transported. And our negators say that in this, it can they were talking about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurs do not need to be facilitated. Why? It's because an entrepreneur will stand up to begin up his or her business. That person does not need to go for an interview to be facilitated before he or she begins up a business. I can wake up and I be like, I want to start making crochet, and I'll just buy my threads and start making my crochet. Instead of going to be facilitated, wasting time that I'm going to be facilitated, I'll just do that out of my thinking, creativity, and what. And another thing, you were like, here, you will be unable to get jobs free. In this stuff, there will be biasness. Me, if I'm having, she's my sister. Why not call her for the interview? Instead of calling someone I don't know, there will be biasness because it will lead to them calling some other people, calling their relatives, instead of giving chance opportunity to everyone. There will be biasness and corruption. Some people even start paying their money so that they can be called for interviews. So we strongly stand so that we negate the resolution. Thank you.
We call in relatives. We are talking about shortlisted candidates, as you have said.
Oh, that's right. Shortlisted candidates. If I see their name, I know. That means I was listed and be like, I know this person. I cannot do with the person I don't know. That's what I'm trying to bring up.
Excuse me, can you please stick to our resolution? We are supposed to facilitate shortlisted.
No, facilitation. I stand by saying that leads biasness, and most people will not be facilitated because the people we have in charge in power, they are corrupt, they are full of corruption, they are full of everything. They cannot cater for everyone.
They cannot cater for everyone.
Yeah, that's why I said that facilitation will not work. That's why I stand by facilitation will not work.
Good afternoon, House at large. Our team, Bamini, thinks this house should facilitate shortlisted job interviews. This is because this is going to build development in our future generations and so on. Like if we give someone a meal before they come in for the interview, they have skill, it presents the company as a company that is willing to give back to their communities. If we are thinking about this, I have a poor person who has tried their best and made it to the shortlist but cannot afford transport to reach the job they are wanting. This will help them see that this company not only relies on just thinking up, but it also has morals and virtues which we are building by showing the world that we do care about the people we are hiring. We show you that this company is family built on the virtues that we care for other people but ourselves. In this thing, we are not having corruption. Someone will not look at your name on the shortlisted and realize that you are a relative of the other person. As I am here, if I can't go to a job, I see my relative is on the short list, I have picked out over many people. I wouldn't need to facilitate that person. I would not need to transport them. That's why we're saying short-listed candidates. Candidates that have been picked out from other things, not family members. There would not be a job interview if I knew I am going to hire one person from my family. So I feel like the negators have moved away from the resolution that states that we should facilitate shortlisted candidates for job interviews, not people we want to hire. Hiring before an interview is different from having an interview and then hiring. With that, I would like to rest my case. Thank you.
Thank you. Cross-examination.
10 seconds. If you have said you wouldn't facilitate sharing, so what would you do for them?
First of all, I said candidates. I would not.
Your relative is among the candidates shortlisted. So what would you do for your relative who is among the shortlisted candidates?
If it is, as I said, as the resolution states, facilitated, if he had been shortlisted, he would be treated the same way as all these people, because he's going.
If I find her relative, there is no need of me choosing another criteria relative.
Thank you, you have exactly said you would not need to facilitate, so there will be no interview to facilitate the shortlisted candidate. Thank you for proving
What
the
would you do for
point.
them if you don't facilitate your own relative?
As you said, I am not facilitating people because they are not coming for the job interview I am hiring. Isn't that what you have facilitated? Thank you.
Thank you very much, our dear judge and observer in the room, and I'm also the following strong views. First, actually, I would like to first inform the House that the average number of the people who dare to apply for a job is 118, where only 20% of them get invited for being shortlisted candidates.
As you have previously stated, you are saying some of them are poor, which means that if they have come there, they are willing to be, if they are shortlisted, haven't they worked to be there and get a fair hearing?
Not shortlisted, that means some of the poor have not been shortlisted. So what are you doing for those who have not been shortlisted, since some of them are poor? You don't tell me that those who are shortlisted are always.
Can you please stick to the resolution? The resolution is facilitated, shortlisted. We have not mentioned the people on the overall list. Can you please put that into consideration?
Some shortlisted candidates are rich and others are poor. And those who have not been shortlisted, some of them are poor. So what are you going to do for those who have not been shortlisted and they are poor?
As I said before, please stick to the resolution. We are saying we should facilitate the people who have been shortlisted. We are not talking about the overall people who have applied for the job. So if you're not going to stick to the resolution, you should not even be debating. Do you understand that?
Thank you, our dear judge. As the resolution for today states that this House will facilitate the shortlisted candidates. First of all, I would like to ask the delegators, if you're not going to facilitate the shortlisted candidates, what are you going to do for the shortlisted candidates? So, what you have seen is, for us as farmers, we shall facilitate the shortlisted candidates because they have worked hard to be there, to be shortlisted among the many. So if we don't facilitate them, it will be like they have done that, but they have worked there to be shortlisted because they are chosen out of the many. So there is an effort they are put in to be shortlisted and become candidates. So for us as farmers, we shall facilitate the shortlisted candidates because of the time they are put in. They have worked hard to be there, to be shortlisted among the many. Because According to the job interviews many apply for, but the shortlisted candidates need to be facilitated because they are being chosen out of the many because they have some features and also have some characters which the other people who have not been shortlisted don't have. So the negators, if they're not going to facilitate the shortlisted candidates, what are they going to do for the shortlisted candidates? Because the shortlisted candidates will feel like they have done nothing to be shortlisted, but they are putting their effort to be among the shortlisted. So, as our core value is that we shall facilitate the shortlisted candidates because of the effort and the work they have put in to be among the shortlisted. Thank you, my dear judge.
Facilitating them because we want to choose the best candidate who is willing to use his or her own time and resources. Not those who are willing to depend on us for breakfast, lunch, or transport, or anything else. As in, what do we have said you're not facilitating those willing to use we are not facilitating them because we want to choose the best candidates who are willing to use their own resources. For example, land, break, and transport. Those ones, we don't want people who want to depend on us. We want people who are going to come and do the job very well.
Excuse me, my dear negator.
Profits. Because facilitate, they will be gaining nothing. As in facilitating, those guys will be gaining nothing. So some people will just come to just get benefits, yet they are not willing to work. But the thing is, we want the main people who are really willing to work, other than these ones who want to depend on us for what and what.
Share with you personal comments. First of all, my name is Francis Gaihanga. I'm a former student of this institution. My comments are going to be as brief as possible. I used to do speaker role number 2. Now, Valeria, you're good, but you failed to guide the House on what the essence of the debate was. You were all over the place. I don't know what happened. Give us the meat of the debate. Literally, I only got clarity of this debate when the second speaker going on here. So you need to have done the aspect of defining the keyword specifics. Introduce the motion or the resolution, define the keywords, discharge your burden of giving us why you will facilitate candidates shortlisted for job interviews. Why would you? Arguments such as we're trying to ensure there is equity. Because there may be someone qualified for the job, but they can't facilitate themselves to avail themselves for interviews. Okay? And this was the strongest argument, even for them. The idea that, well, the basis was that if you're able to get to the interview on time, using your own resources, it means you actually want the job. That was a clash point, which I expected the third speakers to weigh in this debate. You guys have to think outside the box. That is what it means to think outside the box. But you were able to bring out the essence of the debate. I would like to thank Biarogaba. You tried to bring out the essence of the debate. When you brought up the aspect of caring about the person you're hiring, that really spoke out to me, because you're saying that we want to give everyone a chance, that if we shortlisted 10 people, we want all the 10 people we shortlisted to show up. Because maybe research has it that usually even the shortlisted candidates, only a few of them show up. And yet those who don't show up may have been good enough for that job, as opposed to those that can make it for interviews. You understand? Or maybe for them they have an analogy that, look, when all of them show up and they get interviewed, we often end up picking bad apples, who are very bad example at work. People that end up being characters of sexual harassment, you know, who end up harming the culture and probably even the image of the company. Guys, think on a grand scale. Look at things at a meta scale. These are the kinds of arguments I want you guys to bring out. And when you're cross-examining my brother, Michael, right? Give someone time to answer. You're not fighting. This is a liberal debate. When you ask a question, you want a response. You're not there to just tantalize someone, but give them an opportunity to respond to your question. Guys, research. Your debate lacked research. At least you try to bring up some statistics in your debate, but they weren't enough for you to drive your point home. Right? So guys, we need to research more. Discharge your team burdens. As the affirmative, you have a burden of proof. You have a burden of refutation. But even when you have a burden of refutation, you have a double burden of proving your case. If you're refuting, what are you bringing to that job? You don't just affirmatives won the debate, but you can do more, you can do better. Valeria, I want you to be more organized in your approach. All right, thank you guys.